Okay, we're back. Now we're going to do a cake mix that when you put it on your shelf and you need a cake, you can just make it that way. It's so much easier than having to sift through and, just go through the whole routine again. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need 2.5 cups of flour. All-purpose flour is what I use. We need 2 cups of sugar, which you can use stevia or Sweet and Low or Splenda, whatever kind of sugar substitute you want. You can use that in place of the sugar. We need, excuse me, 3 tablespoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to mix this. And this is a fast, easy way. These make great gifts. Like I said, if you're okay, you have an unexpected company and oh my gosh, you don't know what kind of a dessert to make. Well, you'll have a cake mix in a jar that you can just throw together real fast and it'll be ready before your guests get here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to incorporate this really well. And I have found that the smaller the whisk, the better, because it helps break up the pieces in there better than the bigger one. The bigger ones, they just slide right through it. 20 seconds. Basically, that's about all you need. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our mix and we're going to put it in our container. And pour it slowly because you'll get a cloud of flour. And that cloud goes everywhere pretty much. Just like when you're using your mixer, when you put your stuff in your bowl, if you turn it on low first and get it kind of incorporated a little bit and then turn it up, then you don't get all that flour all over everything. Okay, now I'm going to show you. Okay, my jar is almost full and I still have this much left. Oh my gosh, I did it wrong. No, you didn't do it wrong. You need to take your jar and you need to shake it down, pack it down. Usually what I do is I smack it down on the table, like so, and see, it made that much more room. So now I can start putting the rest of my cake mix in. And you're probably going to have to do this a couple times because this is a flour takes up a lot of room. It doesn't seem like it does, but flour and sugar take up quite a bit of room. So I smacked it down some more, and as you can see, I'm almost up to the bottom of the rim on my jar. Don't worry, it'll all fit. And then I'm just going to take my thing. There's just very little left in here, but I just want to make sure that we get all of the mix in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it one more time. And you're going to smack it down so that it's all in there. Now, I'm going to take my gel pack and you're going to go, oh my gosh, it's so full. How's that going to work? It's really easy. Just take your finger and very carefully push it down in there, not to push your cake mix out. Then all we're going to do is we're going to add our lid, label it with what it is and today's date, and this will last on the shelf for probably 6 months or so, maybe even longer, depending on the climate that you live in. So here's another great way to save money and time. So stay tuned. We've got a lot more to come. We're going to be doing a number of series on different things. We've discussed doing a freezer meal that you put in the freezer and then pull it out and just put it in your Instapot or your crock pot. We're going to do we're going to make homemade noodles. We're going to do all kinds of things. So just stay tuned and hope you have a blessed day. Okay, we're back. Let's go ahead and make us some seasoning salt. You know, seasoning salt, something that you can use on any kind of meat, stews, vegetables, anything that you want. It's just your seasonings all together and you don't have to drag everything out. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use probably 4 tablespoons of salt. Okay. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 2½ teaspoons of paprika. And 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Now, you can put more garlic powder, less garlic powder. This is basically just for your taste. But this, I find this just kind of makes it a little bit easier when you're cooking, just to, you know, get this out rather than having to drag everything out, you know, that it's like, oh my gosh. And then sometimes you forget what you put on there, and, you know, I've done that a lot. And you just mix this up. And what I the paprika kind of clumps sometimes. So I'm just trying to get the big clumps out because I don't want a big bite of paprika. Mix it up really good, real well. Just incorporate it and then put it into your container. Label it, which I already have done. Put your cap on, put your label on, and it's ready to go in the cabinet. Thank you for watching.